Hello, and welcome to the Global Love and Gratitude Water Meditation and Consciousness Experiment Series with the Water Peace Project. Together we are connecting through water for peace, a journey through water and your heart. Water holds the answers to all of our questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And why are we here? Let's begin with a powerful clearing with the Ho'oponopono prayer. Please connect with your sincere heart and join in resonance by repeating 3 times after me. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. We only have one Mother Water. Please connect with your sincere heart and direct your sincere love and gratitude to all water. For today's session, we will be reflecting on the words from Dr. Emoto's book, The Hidden Messages in Water. Chapter 1. Of what is the universe made? Understanding the fact that we are essentially water is the key to uncovering the mysteries of the universe. If you re-examine the world around you from this new perspective, you will start to see things as you have never seen them before. The various events that unfold throughout a person's life are events reflected in water. The individual and society make up one enormous ocean. By adding our individual drops to this ocean, we participate in the formation of society. I wanted as many people as possible to hear the message that water has for us, and so I decided to publish the photographs of the ice crystals. This act was only a small drop, but it created a ripple that resulted in an ever-expanding wave that has had enormous impact on my life and the lives of many others. I first published my photographs in 1999, 6 long years after I started out on this unusual venture. During those first 6 years, a mountain of photographs had accumulated, and it was just sitting there in my office. To prepare the photographs for publication, I tried to put them in some sort of order, and as I did so, I started to realize that there was a story unfolding before my eyes. I began to realize that there was a grand and marvelous story that each individual crystal was trying to tell me. As soon as I latched onto the idea of publishing my photographs, I talked to several publishers about my idea, but no one seemed interested. Rejection didn't change my determination to have my photographs published, and so I decided I would publish them on my own. But I soon realized that though I could afford to have the photographs printed and bound into a book, the restricted distribution system in Japan wouldn't allow me to have the books sold in bookstores. This seemed like a formidable obstacle, but I just decided not to worry about it. When the completed books arrived, we packed up the books for the few hundred friends and acquaintances who had reserved copies and sent them off. Not long after sending off these first copies, a strange thing started to happen. We started getting reorders from the people who had reserved copies. They had told their friends and acquaintances about the book, and those people had told others. Some people bought 5 or even 10 copies and distributed them to their friends. It indeed seemed like the drop in the pond had become a fast-spreading ripple. My expectations quickly expanded, and I next wanted people around the world to know what was in the book of the photographs. And so I had a translation company translate all the explanations into English. Happily, people from around the world did see the book. Saijuko Owehand, a woman who would later serve as my interpreter, sent the book to friends in Europe and America, and this resulted in invitations from people who had seen the photographs to visit these countries and present lectures. Over the years, I have been blessed with opportunities to visit Switzerland, Germany, Australia, the Netherlands, Italy, England, the United States, Canada, and many other countries to introduce the crystals to the people of the world. Everything seemed to happen at just the right time. People are looking for a way to make sense of this world of chaos that we find ourselves in. This photograph album became a small but meaningful drop that created a ripple, which has since spread throughout the world. I would like here to introduce only a small portion of the photographs I have taken. Some of them are included in the work The Messages of Water, and some from the second collection of photographs called The Messages of Water 2. And other photographs were taken especially for this book. You yourself will be able to clearly see the effect that words, photographs, and music can have on water. These photographs were seen by Japanese as well as people from around the world, many of whom sent me letters with their opinions and thoughts. The pebble that I threw into the pond had indeed created a large ripple that now started to come back to me. I was astounded to see that so many people were impressed by the effect that the energy of human consciousness and words had on the formation of ice crystals, despite the fact that this idea that words and thoughts have the power to change water and other substances may certainly seem like a far-out religion or philosophy. While some water resulted in crystals of grandeur, as if to symbolize all the beauty of this world, the crystals formed from other water were deformed or non-existent, as if to tell us something about the dark recesses dormant within the soul. When I give lectures, I use slides to show my photographs of ice crystals. The reactions to these slides are quite varied. I often hear people gasp and sometimes even see them shed tears. I have discovered that a single drop of water can have various ripple effects on an individual. Manuela Caim, the person who first invited me to give a lecture in Switzerland, expressed her feelings this way when she reacted to the photographs. We can see the wonder of the water crystal photographs with our own eyes. As a result, our consciousness makes a rapid leap. This awakening of the consciousness happens almost instantly. The fact that things that we have thought and felt can be seen with our eyes accelerates this change. Another Swiss participant responded, "Through the photographs, I could see the energy of our consciousness, and words can change things that we can actually see with our eyes. This is the first and only way that this elusive energy can be viewed. We don't believe what we can't see, but the ice crystals show us everything. It's no longer about whether you believe or disbelieve. Using this method, anyone can conduct their own experiment and prove it for themselves." And a Japanese reader wrote, "Water is not just another substance. It is the life force of majestic nature." It made me once again realize the mysterious ability of water to cleanse and give life to all living. I can see that the soul, feelings, and vibration have an effect on the formation of ice crystals, and through this I can feel the importance of the soul and words. This information is extremely wonderful and uniquely impressive. It appears that ice crystals are closely and permanently linked to the human soul. When I think about why ice crystals have spoken to so many people, I know that it is because they contain the key to the mysteries of the universe, and this key can unlock the consciousness required to understand the proper order of the universe and our role in it. Water is the mirror of the soul, It has many faces, formed by aligning itself with the consciousness of human beings. What gives water its ability to reflect what is in people's souls? In order to answer that question, I would first like to make sure that you understand this fact. Existence is vibration. The entire universe is in a state of vibration, and each thing generates its own frequency, which is unique. All that I have to say in this book is based on this one fact. My years of research into water have taught me that this is the fundamental principle of the universe. It can be said in just 3 words, but for people who have never heard them, these are very difficult words to understand. You might think, existence is vibration. Even this table, this chair, my body, how can everything that can be seen and touched be vibration? It is indeed difficult to believe that things that you can pick up with your hands and examine, things like wood, rocks, and concrete, are all vibrating. But now the science of quantum mechanics generally acknowledges that substance is nothing more than vibration. When we separate something into its smallest parts, we always encounter a strange world where all that exists is particles and waves. Let's imagine that you could reduce your body to microscopic size, and that you set off on an exploration to discover the secrets of this universe called you. You would soon see that each thing consists of nothing more than atoms, each atom being a nucleus with electrons rotating around it. The number and shape of these electrons and their orbits give each substance a particular set of vibrational frequencies. You would discover that whatever the substance, nothing is solid. Instead, there is only a nucleus surrounded by an endlessly rotating wave. Everything is eternally moving and vibrating on and off at incredible speed. According to the Hyena Shingo, the Buddhist Wisdom and Heart Sutra, that which can be seen has no form, and that which cannot be seen has form. We can now say that this strange contradiction, spoken ages ago by the Buddha, has been proved true by modern science. Our eyes can see objects, but they cannot see vibrations. However, I'd like you to ask yourself if you haven't had an experience similar to the following. You are talking with someone in a room. and the mood is warm, friendly, and free-flowing. Then another person enters the room. The moment they open the door, you notice a change in the atmosphere. And now, instead of a warmth filling the room, the space is encased in a dark and cold mood. You look at the new arrival's face and see a haggard expression and humped over shoulders, someone who looks like they are just tired with life. What could be the cause of this pain? Maybe a broken heart, a mistake at work, or just general disgust with life. I'll leave it up to you. What I want you to think about is why the mood in the room changed the moment the door was opened. Human beings are also vibrating, and each individual vibrates at a unique frequency. Each one of us has the sensory skills necessary to feel the vibration of others. A person experiencing great sadness will emit a sadness frequency, and someone who is always joyful and living life fully will emit a corresponding frequency. A person who loves others will send out a frequency of love. But from a person who acts out of evil will come a dark and evil frequency. The same principle applies to objects and locations. For example, there are locations where accidents frequently happen, locations where businesses succeed, and locations that create happiness. And you might have heard about a jewel that brings tragedy to successive owners. This applies not only to physical objects, but the various phenomenon that goes on in the world also emits characteristic frequencies. A change in the energy of the atmosphere results in lightning and storms. Intense energy will result in natural disasters. But we need to realize that these are not evil events. If we consider the enormous amount of evil energy being blown away, perhaps we should actually be appreciative of lightning and storms. For another illustration, think about the fact that people around the world enjoy coming together to celebrate. When people gather, wear special clothes, sing and dance, and are festive, the result is that stagnant and evil vibrations are dissipated and joyous vibrations are created. This is where we will end today's reading session from the book The Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Emoto. If you love this book as much as we do, you can find it on Amazon. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Let's end today's session with the Grand Invocation in Japanese from Dr. Emoto, recorded in July of 2011. The Grand Invocation meaning in English. The eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world of true and grand harmony.
大断言。宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。思わ宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って誠の大和の御代がなりなった。セリフ